Your vision is our vision. Colecovision.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and we're going to take our look at the 20 from the Colecovision series. And this had so many great arcade ports, and unfortunately I'm going to have to leave a number of them off the list, but definitely check some of those out that did not make the list, and we'll get to them sometime later with my honorable mentions list. But for right now, we're going to look at a game that was created initially by the company Universal for the arcades in 1981, and it was a bit of a rip-off of the game Scramble, or at least very similar to it. But this was released by Coleco Industries in 1982 and Thomas McHugh, and this is Cosmic Avenger. Now, I was not really a fan of the arcade game Cosmic Avenger, but I know that it really got a lot of fans on the ColecoVision, and it's a very good port, very similar to the arcade. It's not as polished as Scramble or Super Cobra for that matter, but it's playable for sure. Well, this is a typical boot up screen if you have a cartridge plugged in. If you don't have a cartridge plugged in, the screen basically just says, please put a cartridge in. But eventually, after a little wait, the screen will go to skills that you can choose from. Skill level 1 is for one player, and you press the corresponding buttons on the controller keypad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, to select a skill level for one player or two-player alternating games. Now I'll choose skill level 1, one player. Well, let's get started. You have one button that fires a straight shot, a laser, and you have one button that fires your bomb. And it's, like I've mentioned, a lot like Scramble, which was released by Konami in 1981, earlier than Cosmic Avenger. And you got to fire a burst of 4 shots at once. And you could release up to 2 bombs at once. In this game, you can only shoot one of each at a time. And that kind of sucks. But this has kind of rapid fire capabilities. You can hold down the bomb and the laser button at the same time, and you'll just continually fire them, and until one detonates, then another is fired. But you can bomb the ground targets. Ooh, maybe I should have died there. You can shoot the enemies that are in the air, and you can speed up by pushing forward or pushing to the right on the joystick as you scroll towards the right. And you can speed up the action, and you can also control how your bombs fall. As you speed up, your bomb will fall further. See, it just kind of goes with the speed of the screen. And the game is basically split up into 3 parts. You start with the city, and you can bomb all sorts of ground targets that are going to fire missiles up at you. And you gotta watch out for that ship there, because he'll shoot in your general direction, even if he passes you, or even if you pass him. He'll shoot from behind at you, so you really got to watch out for him. The second part of the game's scenario is this tank area, and there will be these tanks that try to shoot at you. Whoa, that was close too. Now, one thing you got to remember about this game is explosions can kill, and explosions will linger for about a second. If you run into the explosion, you'll die. And this might be from either enemies having shot some sort of projectile that left an explosion, or maybe even your own shots, and I think that's happened to me before. I would recommend you slow down. Do not move forward too often unless you're trying to avoid getting shot or bombed or something. Now, this is the third leg of the scenario. I don't know where the hell that bomb dropped from, but I call this the underwater scenario because it looks like you're underwater. But yeah, I would recommend slowing down, and that's just staying back and not holding forward on to the right on the joystick. If you just do not move the joystick left or right, you will hang back slowly like this, and that is what I would recommend. Never stop firing and bombing. Just hold down, fire and bomb. Both side buttons on the controller. This is kind of disorienting here when you go back to the city. Now, in the arcade, from what I remember, you can bomb from behind one of those big towers, and you can destroy a cannon on the other side of it. The bomb will go through the tower, basically, and hit the cannon on the other side. That doesn't happen in the Colecovision port, but you can shoot through the tower to hit the cannon on the other side. Again, like I was saying before, watch out with those UFOs that fly about and can shoot even when you pass them. Yikes. Ran out of room there. I think you get an extra life at just 10,000, and that's it. I really don't know the scoring chart, sorry, but you don't score a whole lot in this game. So if you're able to get like more than 20,000, you did alright. And I did that on this game. Yeah, I did not play much Colecovision when I was a kid. I still had my Atari 2600 or eventually my Coleco Gemini, which was the copy of the Atari 2600 created by Coleco as part of a settlement over a court dispute over Colecovision's expansion module, I think it was number 1, that allowed it to play Atari 2600 games. And surprisingly, Atari lost that suit, but Coleco created the Coleco Gemini so that it could play only Atari 2600 games as settlement. But yeah, I would recommend generally hanging back, going at the slow speed, and just holding down fire and missile, just constantly bombing and shooting. I like the mechanics of Scramble and Super Cobra much better than Cosmic Avenger. I do remember, I think I played it once or twice in the arcades. I do remember seeing it for sure. And I do not know why my shots went right through that mine. That was messed up. Sometimes there's a little bit of not collision detection, but sprite screw up. I don't know what you'd call it. There, I hit it. But yeah, you gotta watch out for those explosions. And note that the enemies can take out other enemies for you. If like a missile is falling, I really don't know where that missile or that bomb comes from, but if a missile is falling or a bomb is falling and it hits an enemy, then it'll take it out. It'll take it out for you, which is pretty nice. I was not a big fan of this game, but I know back in the day that this this was a popular Colecovision game. Yeah, there was, I think that might have been my explosion, my bomb explosion that took me out. And those, yeah, watch out for those yellow things, those will fire those missiles. And that is kind of disorienting to see the city scenario being unveiled after the underwater, or wherever the hell it's supposed to be taking place, part of the scenario. Yeah, you can't bomb that searchlight thing. There's a lot of big things I remember seeing in the arcade that I wanted to bomb and destroy. I wanted to destroy those towers, I wanted to destroy those searchlights. You can't. I just wanted to leave everything in rubble. But yeah, you don't score much in this game, so it's good to constantly hold down fire and bomb and just take out as many targets as you can while paying attention to everything else that's going on. And watch out for those explosions. They'll take you out if you're not careful. Like there, damn it. Yeah, I do not have much memories of playing the Colecovision, but one game I definitely remember playing was Mr. Do, and I believe that will be later on this list. But this is game number 20, Cosmic Avenger. And yeah, most games it seemed you could choose between 8 different skill levels. 4 for one-player game, or 4 for... and there's another explosion taking me out. 4 for one-player game and 4 for two-player game. And the two-player games were generally alternating play. After one player dies, then it switches to the other player. But remember the three types of gameplay, or the 3 scenarios in the game is the city, then the tanks, and then the underwater-ish area. That was close. Even after you destroy a tank, it might release a missile that you'll have to watch out for. And pay special attention to those UFOs, because they can shoot at you from behind. And you'll want to get on the same level there as the tanks, so you can take out a bunch of them in a row. Yeah, watch out for that explosion. In tight quarters, it can definitely take you out. Yeah, you only, as far as I know, you only get an extra life at 10,000. Maybe it'll give you one at 25,000 or 30,000, I don't know. Whoops, and there the explosion took me out again. Well, that was Cosmic Avenger, originally created by Universal in 1981 for the arcades. And this is the Colecovision port, released in 1982 by Coleco Industries Incorporated and Thomas McHugh. And we're going to look at the other skill levels, and you'll notice that there's more missiles, more bombs, more enemies, more explosions to watch out for. And they get harder and harder with, skill level 2 and skill level 3 and then skill level 4. But like I said, if you're going to play two-player mode in this game, it's just alternating play after each player's death. But yeah, I recommend stay back. Stay back on the screen. Don't zip forward too much unless you really have to. And this is skill level 3. We're just gonna look at a little teeny clip for each skill level, at least for one player. wanted to blow up everything I saw on the screen in the arcade game, but you can't. And this is skill level 4. And after this, we're going to take a quick look at the arcade game, just so you can kind of compare and see how good the port was. Look at all those explosions waiting to take me out. Here's the arcade by Universal in 1981, made after Scramble. Kind of hyperactive sound effects. Well, that was Cosmic Avenger, game number 20 in our 20 from the Colecovision series, created by Coleco Industries Incorporated in 1982 and Thomas McHugh. Well, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon with game number 19 in my 20 from the Colecovision series. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.